Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils 108 feet tall statue of Lord Hanuman in Morbi, Gujarat. Says Hanumanji is key thread of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia says Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centre will bring big revolution in the health sector. Launches E-Sanjeevani teleconsultation facility at 1 lakh centres. In by-poll results, TMC wins Asansol Lok Sabha and Baliganj Assembly seats in West Bengal. RJD wins Bochha seat in Bihar. Congress wins Kolhapur seat in Maharashtra and wins Khairagarh seat in Chhattisgarh. President and Vice President greet people on the eve of Easter. At least 30 killed in Pakistan airstrikes in Afghanistan's Khost and Kunar provinces. Russia bans British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other senior ministers from entering the country over UK's hostile stance on Ukraine situation. In sports, Santosh Trophy kicks off at Malappuram in Kerala. Match between hosts and Rajasthan now underway. And in IPL cricket, Lucknow Super Giants beat Mumbai Indians by 18 runs. Match between Delhi Capitals and Royal Challengers Bangalore underway in Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today unveiled a 108 feet statue of Lord Hanuman in Morbi, Gujarat via video conferencing on the occasion of Hanuman Jayanti today. Greeting the devotees on the occasion, the Prime Minister said the dedication of Lord Hanuman's statue is a happy occasion for the devotees all over the world. Mr. Modi said, Hanumanji is a key thread of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat.
हनुमान जी अपनी भक्ति से, अपने सेवा भाव से सबको जोड़ते हैं. हर कोई हनुमान जी से प्रेरणा पाता है. हनुमान वो शक्ति और संबल है जिन्होंने समस्त वनवासी प्रजातियों और वन बंधुओं को मान और सम्मान का अधिकार दिलाया. इसलिए एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत के भी हनुमान जी एक अहम सूत्र है.
The Prime Minister said that the project of establishing 4 such statues in 4 corners of the country is a reflection of the resolve of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat.
हनुमान जी की इस तरह की 108 फीट ऊंची प्रतिमा देश के 4 अलग अलग कोने में स्थापित की जा रही है. शिमला में ऐसी ही एक भव्य प्रतिमा तो हम पिछले कई वर्षों से देख रहे हैं. आज ये दूसरी प्रतिमा मोरबी में स्थापित हुई है. 2 अन्य मूर्तियों को दक्षिण में रामेश्वरम और पश्चिम बंगाल में स्थापित करने का कार्य चल रहा है. ये सिर्फ हनुमान जी की मूर्तियों की स्थापना का ही संकल्प नहीं है, बल्कि ये एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत के संकल्प का भी हिस्सा है.
Mr. Modi said, Ram Katha is the best example of Sabka Saath, Sabka Prayas and Hanumanji is a key part of this.
जब बुराई पर अच्छाई को स्थापित करने की बात आई तो प्रभु राम ने सक्षम होते हुए भी सब कुछ करने का सामर्थ्य होने के बावजूद भी उन्होंने सबका साथ लेने का, समाज के हर तबके के लोगों को जोड़ने का, छोटे बड़े जीव मात्र को उनकी मदद लेने का और सबको जोड़ करके उन्होंने इस काम को संपन्न किया. ये सबका साथ सबका प्रयास का उत्तम प्रमाण प्रभु राम की ये जीवन लीला भी है.
The Prime Minister elaborated that Ram Katha that is organized all over the country at various localities and in several languages binds everyone.
राम कथा का आयोजन भी देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में लगातार होता रहता है. भाषा बोली जो भी हो, लेकिन राम कथा की भावना सभी को जोड़ती है, प्रभु भक्ति के साथ एकाकार करती है. यही तो भारतीय आस्था की, हमारे अध्यात्म की, हमारी संस्कृति, हमारी परंपरा की ताकत है. इसने गुलामी के मुश्किल कालखंड में भी अलग अलग हिस्सों को, अलग अलग वर्गों को जोड़ा. आजादी के राष्ट्रीय संकल्प के लिए एकजुट प्रयासों को सशक्त किया.
Speaking in Gujarati, the Prime Minister remembered Keshavanand Bapu and his old connect with Morbi. He recalled the role of Hanuman Dham in the wake of Machu Dam accident. He said lessons learnt during the accident helped during the Kutch earthquake as well. He noted the resilience of Morbi as it is a thriving center of industries today. The Prime Minister noted that Yatra Dham has made Kathiawad a hub of tourism. He talked about the Madhavpur Mela and Ran Utsav, which provide immense benefits to Morbi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a 3-day visit to Gujarat from Monday. On the first day, Mr. Modi will visit the Command and Control Center for Schools in Gandhinagar. The center collects over 500 crore data sets annually and analyzes them meaningfully using big data analytics, artificial intelligence and machine learning to enhance the overall learning outcomes for students. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister will dedicate to the nation and lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects at Banas Dairy Sankul in Diodar, Banaskantha. He will also lay the foundation stone of WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar. On Wednesday, the Prime Minister will inaugurate the Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit at Gandhinagar. Prime Minister of Mauritius, Pravind Kumar Jugnauth, will be on 8-day visit to India from tomorrow. Mr. Jugnauth, who will be visiting India at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, will be accompanied by his wife, Kobita Jugnauth, and a high-level delegation. The visiting dignitary will participate in the groundbreaking ceremony of the WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine in Jamnagar on 19th April and the Global Ayush Investment and Innovation Summit in Gandhinagar on 20th April along with Prime Minister Modi. Mr. Jugnauth will also visit Varanasi during his visit.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the participation of unorganized labourers is very important in the development of the country. Mr. Modi said in a tweet today, the government is continuously working to make the lives of crores of unorganized workers easier. He said several schemes have ensured their social security and a slew of measures have been taken to help them during the COVID pandemic. Our correspondent reports that the government has brought 4 labour codes by simplifying 29 labour laws. 27 crore unorganized workers got a new identity by registering in national databases eShram portal, and 38 crore unorganized workers have benefited from the Social Security Fund. Food security of migrant workers has been ensured under the One Nation, One Ration card by giving them the facility to take ration from any of the 5 lakh ration shops across the country. Under the Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi Yojana, easy loan facility has been provided to street vendors. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has informed that insights from all Pariksha Pe Charcha's interactions can be found in an innovatively curated section of Namo mobile application. Mr. Modi in a tweet today said that he enjoyed interacting with dynamic exam warriors. He said Pariksha Pe Charcha is a vibrant forum for many issues relating to exams and life.
The Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today virtually launched e-Sanjeevani teleconsultation facility at 1 lakh Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centres on the 4th anniversary of their establishment. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Mandavia said, in the coming days, the health and wellness centres will bring a big revolution in the health sector. He said more than 1,17,000 health and wellness centres have been operationalized in the country so far. The minister said, now common citizens will also be able to take advice from senior doctors of the country through e-Sanjeevani teleconsultation facility.
टेलीकंसल्टेशन को जितना हम सक्सेस करेंगे, इतना हेल्थ केयर एक्सेस होगी. दूर सुदूर गरीब या तो गांव में रहने वाले लोग, उसको डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेडक्वार्टर्स तक पहुंचना, उसमें उसका समय भी जाता है, खर्च भी होता है. ऐसी स्थिति में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर को स्पोक के रूप में और डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटल को हब के रूप में विकसित करने के लिए जो इनिशिएटिव लिया है, मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले दिनों में एक बहुत बड़ा रिवोल्यूशन लाएंगे हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर में.
Dr. Mandavia said, if the citizens of the country are healthy, then the nation will be healthy, and only a healthy nation can progress. Over 186 crore 38 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said over 6,89,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. The ministry said a total of 975 new cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate is currently at 98.76% and over 796 COVID patients have recovered in the last 24 hours.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils a 108 feet tall statue of Lord Hanuman in Morbi, Gujarat, says Hanumanji is key thread of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya says Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centre will bring big revolution in the health sector. Launches E-Sanjeevani teleconsultation facility at 1 lakh centres. In by-poll results, TMC wins Asansol Lok Sabha and Baliganj Assembly seats in West Bengal. RJD wins Bochahan seat in Bihar. Congress wins Kolhapur seat in Maharashtra and wins Khairagad seat in Chhattisgarh. President and Vice President greet people on the eve of Easter. At least 30 people in Pakistan airstrikes in Afghanistan's Khost Kunar provinces. Russia bans British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other senior ministers from entering the country over UK's hostile stance on Ukraine situation. In sports, Santosh Trophy kicks off at Malappuram in Kerala. Match between hosts and Rajasthan now underway. And in IPL cricket, Lucknow Super Giants beat Mumbai Indians by 18 runs. Match between Delhi Capitals and Royal Challengers Bangalore underway in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर
8700014242।
Counting of votes concluded today for the recently held by-elections for Asansol Lok Sabha seat in West Bengal and for assembly seats at Baliganj in West Bengal, Khairagad in Chhattisgarh, Bochahan in Bihar and Maharashtra's Kolhapur North. In Bihar, RJD candidate Amar Kumar Paswan defeated BJP candidate Baby Kumari with a margin of 36,658 votes. He secured 82,547 votes. By-poll for this constituency was necessitated due to the demise of Vikashsheel Insan Party MLA Musafir Paswan. In West Bengal, the ruling Trinamool Congress today won the Asansol Lok Sabha constituency for the first time since the party's formation in 1998 and retained the Baliganj Assembly constituency in West Bengal by-polls. In Asansol, Trinamool candidate and former Union Minister Shatrughan Sinha defeated BJP candidate Agnimitra Paul by a margin of over 3 lakh votes. In Baliganj, Babu Supriyo of Trinamool defeated CPIM's Saira Shah Halim by a margin of over 20,000 votes. In Khairagad Assembly by-poll, Congress candidate Yashoda Verma defeated her nearest rival Komal Janghel of BJP by a margin of more than 20,000 votes. The by-poll was necessitated after the death of Janata Congress MLA Devvrat Singh in November last year. In Maharashtra's Kolhapur North constituency, Mahavikas Aghadi and Congress candidate Jayashree Jadhav defeated BJP candidate Satyajit Kadam by over 18,900 votes. The seat was vacated due to the death of Congress MLA Chandrakant Jadhav, after which his wife Jayashree contested the by-election.
In Manipur, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today expanded his Council of Ministers with the induction of 6 cabinet ministers. Former Minister and BJP MLA Letpao Haukep, along with 4 BJP MLAs and 1 MLA from Naga People's Front, were administered oath of office by the Governor La Ganesan at Darbar Hall of Raj Bhavan this morning. With this, the N. Biren government has reached its full strength of 12 ministers. In Jammu and Kashmir, an amount of over 1,584 crore rupees has been sanctioned to the Panchayati Raj institutions, urban local bodies, district development councils and block development councils. The fund is aimed at initiating developmental activities in rural and urban areas. The AIADMK coordinator, O. Paneerselvam, has thanked the centre for removing basic customs duty on cotton imports. In a letter to Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today, he said the move will help the textiles sector as it would make sufficient cotton available in the market and reduce the cotton prices to some extent in the near future.
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur today visited the Una district of Himachal Pradesh on the occasion of completion of 4 years of MP Mobile Health Service being run by Prayas Institution. On this occasion, Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar inaugurated the health camp and flagged off 4 new ambulances. Addressing the gathering, Anurag Thakur said, on 14th April 2018, this service started from 3 mobile health vehicles. Today, 32 vehicles are involved in the service, which are providing free-of-cost tests and medicines from door to door in 7 districts of the state. He said each vehicle is like a small hospital consisting of a doctor, nurse and pharmacist. Anurag Thakur said that even during the COVID pandemic and dengue, the wheels of mobile hospital service did not stop and served the public relentlessly. Talking about tuberculosis, he said it is a grave problem and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has kept the goal to eradicate TB by 2025.
ट्यूबरक्लोसिस एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या देश के लिए है। दुनिया भर के 27% मरीज भारत में है, यानी कि दुनिया भर का 1/4 हिस्सा हिंदुस्तान में ट्यूबरक्लोसिस का है। मोदी जी ने इसको 2025 तक समाप्त करने की भारत में एक लक्ष्य रखा है। स्वास्थ्य सुविधा प्रत्येक नागरिक के लिए मौलिक अधिकार भी है, जरूरत भी है, और डॉक्टरों की उपलब्धता कम होना, सुविधाएं कम होना, दूर दराज इलाकों से स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं की पूर्ति करने के लिए जिला मुख्यालय पर आना, ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती थी, लेकिन हमने उसको पार करने का काम भी किया है।
The mobile health service is catering to patients in about 6,500 villages, falling under 1,350 panchayats of 23 assembly constituencies. President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have greeted the people on the eve of Easter. In a message today, Mr. Kovind said, Easter inspires all people to follow the path of love, sacrifice and forgiveness. He urged people to learn from the life of Jesus Christ and work together for the betterment of the entire humanity. The President wished that this festival would reinstill the sense of unity among people and reinforce their commitment to the well-being and prosperity of the nation. In his message, Mr. Naidu said that Easter reminds people that love is stronger than hatred and that virtue will always win over evil. He urged people to celebrate Easter by being compassionate towards all human beings. The Vice President expressed the hope that this day brings peace and harmony in the lives of all.
In Afghanistan, at least 30 civilians were killed after Pakistani Air Force aircraft launched airstrikes on Khost and Kunar provinces last night. Local officials in Afghanistan confirmed that Pakistani aircraft launched airstrike on the Khost province last night. As per reports, at least 30 people, including women and children, were killed. At least 26 Pakistani planes targeted the villages of Mirpar, Mamdeh, Shaidi and Kai in the Spura district of Khost province. Spokesperson for the Taliban police in Khost province, Mustaghfar Gurbs, confirmed the attack. Pakistani media have reported that a number of anti-government militants have been killed in Pakistan airstrike on North Waziristan. However, the Pakistani government and the Afghan Ministry of Foreign Affairs so far have not commented on the matter. Russia has banned British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other senior ministers from entering Russia over the UK's hostile stance on its military operation in Ukraine. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, Defence Secretary Ben Wallace and 10 other senior politicians, mostly members of the cabinet, have also been barred. Moscow said the decision had been made in retaliation to the UK's sanction against it since its military operation in Ukraine. In March, Moscow imposed a similar ban against US President Joe Biden. In a statement, Russia's foreign ministry said the British leadership is deliberately aggravating the situation around Ukraine by pumping the Kyiv regime with lethal weapons and coordinating similar efforts on the part of NATO.
Japan's population logged the steepest fall on record, dropping by 644,000 to just over 125.5 million in 2021. According to Japanese government statistics, it declined for the 11th consecutive year, and the drop was the biggest since comparable data became available in 1950. The number of Japanese nationals stood at 12,27,80,000, a drop of 6,18,000 compared to a year earlier. The working population of people aged from 15 to 64 decreased by 5,84,000, hitting a record low. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janutsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News. The next question of the quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, 18th April. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Vandanalu vandanalu kandukuri ee telugu nela pulakarinchu charita needi.
In today's episode, we remember social reformer and nationalist Kandukuri Veerasalingam, who was born on 16th of April 1848 in Rajamundry, Andhra Pradesh. He is considered as the father of Telugu Renaissance movement and was one of the early social reformers from southern India who encouraged women education and remarriage of widows.
Vivekavardhani veluguto vaapina bhaskaruda nava samaja nirmata ganilachina shashwatuda Nilachina Shashwatuda Vandanalu Vandanalu Kandukuri ee Telugu nela pulakarinchu charita needi.
Veerasalingam was a scholar of 3 languages, Telugu, Sanskrit and English. He wrote Rajasekhar Charitramu, considered to be the first novel in the Telugu language.
Veerasalingam wrote extensively for the emancipation of women. His works were predominantly satires on the then existing immorality, superstitions, double standards and degradation in society.
Srijanodharane dhyeyanga talachinatti navayuga vaithalikudu janasevakudu mahapurushudu
Veerasalingam used the ancient scriptures to portray the importance given to women during earlier times. He declared that India can only progress when its women will progress. He set up schools for the education of girls and women. He also performed the first widow remarriage in Andhra Pradesh on December the 11th, 1881.
Despite society's heavy scorn, he helped marry off about 40 widows in his lifetime. He published various magazines and journals wherein he championed the cause of women and education. In 1887, he started a Brahmo Mandir at Rajamundry.
Veerasalingam was one of the first few to attend the maiden session of the Indian National Congress in 1885. He passed away on the 27th of May 1919. Till his death, Kandukuri Veerasalingam continued to work for the betterment of society. We salute the great Indian.
also remember nationalist painter Nandlal Bose, who died on 16th of April 1966. Bose is considered to be one of the pioneers of modern Indian art and a key figure of contextual modernism. During the Salt Satyagraha in 1930, Bose created a black-on-white lino-cut print of Gandhi walking with a staff. The print emerged as the iconic image for the non-violence movement. He was also tasked with making the illustrations in the Constitution of India, in which he gave a pictorial account of Indian civilization through millennia.
A pupil of Abanindranath Tagore, Nandlal Bose was born on the 3rd of December 1882 in Munger district of Bihar. His classic works include paintings of scenes from Indian mythologies, women and the village life.
Bose was famously asked by Jawaharlal Nehru to sketch the emblems for the Government of India's awards, including the Bharat Ratna and the Padma Shri. Along with his disciple Ram Manohar, Nandlal Bose took up the historic task of decorating the original manuscript of the Constitution of India.
Till his death, Nandlal Bose continued to work towards empowering the nation through his art. We salute the great Indian.
We also remember martyr Rama Sur Singh, who took part in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. Initially, as a boy in the English East India Company Army, he fought against the British at different places in the Bombay Presidency.
He was caught by the company troops in the course of their offensive. He died in detention at the Andaman Islands on the 16th of April 1858. We salute the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
FSSAI has launched Food Safety Connect app for food business operators and consumers. Download this app from Google Play Store and easily apply for FSSAI registration. Consumers can use this app to register food-related complaints.
In Santosh Trophy football, the match between Kerala FC and Rajasthan FC is underway at the Payanar Stadium in Manjeri, Kerala, was leading by 2-0 when reports last came in. Earlier this morning, West Bengal beat Punjab 1-0 in the inaugural match at Kottapady Stadium in Malappuram. In IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore were 120 for 5 in 16 overs against Delhi Capitals at Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai, when reports last came in. Delhi won the toss and opted to field. In an earlier match, Lucknow Super Giants defeated Mumbai Indians by 18 runs at Brabham Stadium, Mumbai. Chasing the target of 200 runs, Mumbai Indians were all out for 181 for 9 in the stipulated overs. Put into bat, first Lucknow Super Giants posed 199 for 4 in 20 overs. For Lucknow Super Giants, KL Rahul scored unbeaten 103 runs, while Manish Pandey scored 38. For Mumbai Indians, Surya Kumar Yadav scored 37 runs and Devol Brevis made 31 runs.
Indian men's hockey team beat Germany 3-1 in the second match of a two-leg tie in the FIH Pro League at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar yesterday. India won both matches against Germany. With the win, the Amit Rohidas-led Indian men's team are currently placed first in the table with 27 points from 12 matches. The Germans are just behind with 17 points from 10 matches. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils 108 feet tall statue of Lord Hanuman in Morbi, Gujarat, says Hanumanji is key thread of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia says Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center will bring big revolution in the health sector. Launches E-Sanjeevani teleconsultation facility at 1 lakh centers. In by-poll results, TMC wins Asansol Lok Sabha and Baliganj Assembly seats in West Bengal. RJD wins Bochahas seat in Bihar. Congress wins Kolhapur in Maharashtra and Khairagarh seat in Chhattisgarh. President and Vice President greet people on the eve of Easter. At least 30 killed in Pakistan airstrikes in Afghanistan's Khost and Kunar provinces. Russia bans British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other senior ministers from entering the country over UK's hostile stance on Ukraine situation. And in IPL cricket, Lucknow Super Giants beat Mumbai Indians by 18 runs. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.